And today I'll be discussing about or talking about how to navigate success. Okay. So the host of the meeting, if you could just give me rights to present my screen, I'd really appreciate.
You should now be okay. Just confirm.
All right, let me check. Okay, I'm struggling to see where to present from. Let me check. I think now I'm okay. Please confirm once you're able to see my screen.
Yes, it's now up.
All right. Thank you very much. So I'll prefer to just leave my video on because I believe I have enough bandwidth, but should I start to lag, please just let me know. So today I want to discuss about success. So maybe just I'll start with just a simple question. So from everyone who is attending maybe this fellowship, how many of us want to be successful here? So maybe you can just maybe make a reaction, maybe. I want to see how many of us want to be successful. You mean no one wants to be successful? Okay. Can see 2 people, 4. There are about 5, 6. Can see Ben, Emmanuel. Okay. Fantastic. So the truth of the matter is that all of us want to be successful. Everyone wants to be successful in their life. No one wants to fail. But the key question is always, actually, what is success? Okay. And if you look at this picture, this is just an happy couple. To them, this is a successful family. All right. Someone getting married, to them, that is success. I mean, most people getting married or walking down the aisle is their true measure of success. Someone buying their first car, to them, that is success. Okay. Winning a marathon like Eliud Kipchoge, one of our own, to them, that is success. Getting that first job that we've always dreamt about, success as well. A baby's first steps, to them is success, all right? But at that time, they might not maybe realize it, but to their parents, it's actually a big success in their journey in parenthood. To some people, making a lot of money is success, okay? If you tell them success is anything else, probably maybe they'll not agree with you. To some people, having a fit body is success to them. To some, that graduation ceremony after 4 years or 5 years or 6 years of education in high school or whether in campus, it's success, and finally saying I'm done. To them, that is success. Some people fly in business class, okay? To them, that is what they measure success with. To some, winning an award in their different maybe professionals, what they do, or maybe just getting recognized for their efforts which they put in day in and out. To them, that is success. To some people, going on a mountain hike, maybe they have a dream of hiking Mount Kenya, okay? Once they achieve that, that is the epitome of their success. To some people, success maybe means winning a war, unfortunately, okay? Some people, it's getting all together with their their partners. And some people is attending their lifetime music concert. So from these different examples, you can see that success really means totally different to a lot of people. what you consider success might be someone else actually definition of something totally different. And to me, success can be defined in different ways. It can be defined by our ambitions, what we actually want to achieve in life, what really motivates us, what really makes us to wake up each and every day to go and do what we do on a day-to-day basis, what we are aiming to. If someone maybe probably has to, what do you do what you do on a day-to-day basis? Is it because maybe you want money? If you're in school, why are you studying? What do you want to achieve at the end of the day? Of course, most want to graduate, but then after graduating, what is next? What do you want to do? Get a job? Then if you get a job, what next? Maybe make money, make a lot of money. Then if you make a lot of money, then what else? Maybe you can be able to buy whatever you want. You can buy the cars that you've always dreamt about. You can live in nice neighborhoods that you've always wanted to live in. Or maybe you can get to travel the world. You can get to do a lot of good stuff. Then what? What next after that? Maybe, I don't know, do other things, or maybe at the end of the day, return to our creator. So success is really different and can be defined in different ways, and different people can define success in different ways. And at the end of the day, it's always about what one is contented with in terms of what they consider success. So to do justice to this presentation or to this talk, I thought about maybe sharing my journey in entrepreneurship, and especially my journey in Solutech. So I'll spend the next around 15 to 20 minutes just taking you through Solutech's journey. So Solutech's journey, I always say, it began way before September 2013. So October 2009, I joined the University of Nairobi together with, of course, other classmates. Then in September 2013, I graduated with, you can see my classmates there on my left. That's our current CEO, Alexander. Then on my right, that's our current CTO. Then I'm at the middle. Then somehow we found ourselves working in the same company after graduating. That's us in May 2014. We were doing a presentation here for our then current employer. Then in August in 2014, we quit, and then we formed Solutech. So you can see ourselves there. That's our tiny office in September 2014. Then in September 2015, we bagged our first client, which is Canafric Industries. Here we had gone to do a presentation to them. Then in July 2016, we got distracted a little bit. And this is always a challenge in our day-to-day lives, or when you're aiming to attain success in specific something. Sometimes when you've just started doing the right things, distraction comes along. So in 2016, Raid and Alexander decided that they wanted to do farming. So they went and leased a farm in Embu and planted sweet melon, but the melon didn't do so well. And there were a lot of learnings in this. One is that when you're focused on one thing, at least try to make it run very well before you get distracted in other things. Not that you can't be able to do other things, you can be able to do them, but at least focus on making one thing work very, very well before you start doing other things, because that will make you unfocus. It will make you shift focuses. Because one time you are receiving a call that maybe the sweet melon need to be irrigated, or maybe you need now to find market for the produce. On the other side, you're trying to build your product, you're trying to build a team, you're trying to acquire customers. So this was a bad distraction, I would say. And we learned a lot from this, because Alexander and Rai would spend some of the weekdays, instead of coming to the office, going to the farm to look at how the farm is going. But then we learned from that. And in November 2016, we refocused again and we continued with our journey of building Solutech. So in December 2017, we had our first employees. I think at this point, we are probably 5 of us in the company. Then in March 2018, we managed to make one of the, I would say, game-changing technologies that we've ever done at Solutech. We were contracted to do an election management system for the virtual community here in Nairobi. So we managed to do an election system whereby by the count of the last vote, by the cast of the last vote, the election results were out, because we're done an automated electronic voting system whereby there were different agents who would be able to confirm the voters. Then the voters would be given a token on their mobile phone. They would use that token to go and cast their vote. So they would select the different candidates who were running for the different positions in that community. Then they would select the candidates that they wanted. And then after finishing the voting, the system would automatically tabulate the results and present them in the back-end system where the administrators of the community were actually monitoring everything. And this was quite a game-changing revolution. Then in May 2018, we started doing birthday celebrations in our team. And this is a culture that we've maintained up to date. Then in December 2018, we did our first end of year party. So after the year ended, we just went to Nyamamama in Westlands. At this time, we were just the 6 of us. You can see in that photo, we have Jinal here. We have our current head of engineering seated next to Jinal, called Tito. The next to Tito is our CEO, Alexander. Then on the far right, on the far left side is Raid, then myself, then one of our ex-employees. Then August 2019, at this time we had grown to 13 clients, and at this point we had 7 employees. So those are just our team members at that point in August 2019. Then in December 2019, we decided to do our first team building. So we went to Sagana. We camped there for, I think, 3 days. We went on Friday, spent the Saturday there, then came back on Sunday. It was a quite engaging team building activity. So as the company kept on growing, we kept on introducing new things to the team, new things to the company, new things to just make the company going, making our work fun, and trying to just keep working towards our success. Then in the December of that year, which now was our second end of year party, at least at this point, we just didn't walk into a restaurant and just had dinner and left. So at this point, we went to actually a proper planned end of year party in Zaneria Westlands, where we did end-year celebrations. Then we broke off for Christmas. Then in May 2020, of course, we can all remember if during this point it was COVID era. And this time we had already switched to working remotely. I think this is the time that most of us realized that we can actually be very good chefs. Then during still the COVID time, we started bagging actually very amazing clients. So the thing with COVID and what it did to the technology space is that many organizations realized that they cannot continue operating the way they're operating, and a lot of them transitioned and started actually utilizing technology. And I believe it is the same reason as to why we actually holding a meeting online. Before this, I think almost all the Rotary clubs and Rotaract clubs were meeting physically. But when COVID hit, I think it really changed a lot of people's mindset into actually that you can be able to meet online. It is the same thing for most organizations. They realized that actually they need to invest in a lot of technology. They needed to increase a lot of their budgets for technology so that they can be able to get more returns on the investment. They can be able to operate more optimally. So in this year, we started to actually bag more clients. So one of these clients was Couple Industries. So Couple is the brand behind most of your favorite cooking flours like Soko, and your favorite rice like Reni, Pearl, and others. So at this point, we had 25 clients. That is in August 2020. Then December 2020, we had our third end of year party in Westlands. But one of the things that we introduced in this point was we started now rewarding employees for their good performance. So we introduced awards like the best new employee, the employee of the year, the best customer service personnel, and so forth. Then in February 2021, of course, more cakes. We love cakes, and it has become part of our routine here at Solutech. And it's always been a routine and culture of celebrating each one another. Then in January 2021, we did our second team building in Sagana. So we went to Sagana there, camped again for 2 nights and 3 days, boarded together with the team. In April 2021, we continued to bag more clients. So we managed to sign Coca-Cola Beverages Africa. And at this point, we had grown from 25 clients in August 2020 to now 35 clients in 2021 April. Then in June 2021, I went to the ground in Mombasa to connect with our users. At this point, we were trying to win Hajab, which is Grain Industries Limited, the brand behind Hajab cooking flour and also wheat flour. So at this point, I went to the ground to meet with the users to just understand their pain points, to just understand how we can be able to utilize our technology to be able to cover for the challenges that they were facing at that point. Then in June 2021, we chartered, I attended the charter of Rotary Club of Syokimau. This is one of my most happy moments in Rotary because initially we had tried to form the Rotary Club of Syokimau, but at the same time, I was still trying to run Solutech. So it was really like I mentioned before, trying to focus on two things or two babies who need your attention, full-time attention at the same time can really be challenging. And as most of us know, forming community clubs is one of the hardest things out there. Unlike school clubs, which are quite easy because you can be able to meet easily, community clubs are quite a tough hassle to really try to make them. In August 2021, of course, more birthday celebrations. In the same time, we started our first CSR activity. So we went to Happy Life Children's Home in Roysambu. So we spent the day there, being with the kids. Our CEO was there, who played, is a good guitarist, played guitar to the kids. We helped the caregivers there to take care of the babies, and it was just a good time. So this shows that in as much as you might be trying to achieve success, a lot of success, always remember the community that you are playing around. Remember the community that you're in. Don't forget about the community. Remember that the community needs you, needs your services. In as much as that you are trying to achieve success, you can utilize those successes into also contributing and making a positive impact in the society. So in September 2021, we won our first award, being the best Salesforce automation provider in 2021 to the beverage industry. So in that photo, you can see myself there with our current Chief Growth Officer, our current CTO, and our current CEO. Then in October 2021, we started getting the limelight. So we invited to speak in a panel about United Nations Women. We are speaking about gender equality because we are members of the United Nations Global Compact Network in Kenya. And being members of that chapter, we track 5 key sustainable development goals. That's SDG 1, SDG 5, 8, 9, 10, and 13. So by being virtual of members in the United Nations Global Compact, we're invited to speak in this panel. Then our journey continued in terms of success. So in December in 2021, we decided why can't we now start actually appreciating our clients for being with us, for sticking with us, because at this point it was after just, I think, after the bans were lifted about COVID, a lot of people were now starting to get back to the office. So one of the thoughts that we had at that time was actually, how can we just appreciate the clients that we got during the COVID time, because they have really stuck, or they really stuck with us during that time. They provided us the best support that we could get. They enabled us actually not to fire anyone or not to lay off anyone. And whilst most organizations at this point were actually downsizing or maybe cutting short the employees' salaries, it was the opposite for SoluTech. We were able to increase our human resource capital at this point. We were able to maintain our employee salary throughout this period without affecting them or impacting them negatively at any point. And to us, this was because of the support that we got from our clients. And from this year onwards, in December 2021, we decided that each and every year in December, we have to be appreciating our clients for just sticking and being our customers. So in December 2021, again, we had our fourth end of year party in Nairobi. And those are some of just the employees that we had at that time. Then in January 2022, we started our regional expansion. So we bagged our first client in Tanzania. So you can see myself there with one of our clients in Tanzania currently. It's called GSM. So we went to Tanzania in 2022 together with my CEO. We went there to onboard the client, to just do the training, to ensure that we're able to get the basics of actually how we can be able to expand or be able to actually train a new client in a new country. And that has always been one of our motto, that when you try to enter a new territory, we just first go test the waters ourselves, so that next time when you're sending one of our team members, at least we are able to tell them the expectations of what they need to do and give them the confidence that actually they can be able to do it. And of course, from this henceforth, we've been able to send most of our team members to Tanzania to train new clients that we've got over time. Then in the same year, in February 2022, we did our third team building in Naivasha. Of course, at this time, I think our team had increased to probably 20 something team members. So again, always connecting with one another, trying to recognize why we are at SoluTech, why we do what we do on a day-to-day basis, why we chose to work at SoluTech, because one of the things that we believe at SoluTech is that anyone can always be able to get employment wherever they want. But working at SoluTech has to mean different. It has to mean significantly something special. There has to be a reason why someone has to want to work at SoluTech. So for us, we've kept the team building activities consistently. It is not something that we just do to tick on our calendars or just on our budgets that we've done it, but we always intentionally make sure that each and every year we do a team building, preferably at the start of the year, to just connect with one another, to spend time off work, to spend time off our families, and to just connect and trust one another, and to just do activities together and have fun together. Then in April 2022, the formation of Rotary Jabali started to gather pace. So we visited our PDG, Eric Kimani, at his farm in Githunguri. So you can see some of our current Rotarians there with PDG Eric Kimani. Then in June 2022, of course, more birthday cakes. Like I told you before, celebrating birthdays for SoluTech has become one of our culture, and it's a culture that we've maintained up to date. In July 2022, more awards. So we bagged our second award for the best Salesforce automation provider in 2022. In July 2022, we chartered Rotary Jabali at a very colorful session or party held in Syokimau. So you can see our first charter board there and all the current Rotarians there. Then in September 2022, Google invested in SoluTech. So we won, or we were selected for the Black Founders Fund, whereby Google invested $50,000 into SoluTech and backed us to continue with our journey of implementing and doing what we do. Then in December 2022, we did our 5th end of year party. Of course, more awards and more celebrations for our team, just appreciating them for the success that and the good work that they continue to do on a day-to-day basis. Then in January 2023, we moved to our new office, which is our current office. Again, when we began in 2014, if you had told me that we would be moving probably to a 3,000 square feet office in less than 8 years, maybe I would thought maybe you are kidding. But it's just been a journey of small milestones each and every day, trying to work hard each and every day, investing all the resources that we get from clients back to the company, appreciating our people, knowing that they are the people who will make this company successful, and they are the reason why actually we've been able to get to where we are. So we've really tried to be very frugal as business owners in trying to make sure that the company operates very profitably. And just to mention that Solutech is a fully bootstrapped company, and for those who are not in tech, or what that means is that we've used our own money to be able to run the company. So the start of the business in 2014, Alexander, Jinal, and Raid, all of us contributed each 10,000. So that was total of 40,000 Kenyan shillings. And this catered majorly for registration of the business and paying the lawyer to do the registration. Jinal was very glad enough to offer us an office space, which we didn't pay for the whole year in 2014, and I think part of 2015, because at that point we were not making quite a lot of money because we had only, I think, 1 or 2 clients. So the revenue was very low. Even some of the months, a month would end and we didn't have any revenue. So we just look at one another as the 4 founders, just say inshallah, and would just continue working hard the next month. And you can imagine how difficult and how troublesome it can be when a month ends, you don't have any revenue. Then the next month ends, still no revenue. Then the 3rd month ends, still no revenue. It has to take more than just passion for you to actually turn up the 4th month and continue doing what you do. And these are the stories which a lot of business people or entrepreneurs just don't say, because some of the time entrepreneurship looks like it's an easy journey, but it's not easy. It's not easy. You have to be really passionate about what you are doing. You have to really want to succeed at all costs. So there has to be something driving you other than just money, because money is just a means of, if you're able to solve someone's problem, at the end of the day, you can be able to generate an income or a revenue from that. So there has to be something driving you to really want to be successful, because missing a salary 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you have to be very, very passionate. You have to be very persistent about what you're doing to actually continue to do that for the 4th month. And that was a journey in the first few years. So in January 2023, we joined the Stanford Seed Program. So just a little bit about the Stanford Seed Program. It's a program which the Stanford Graduate School of Business selects the best promising companies by virtue of having attained at least a revenue of 300,000 US dollars to, I think, around 15 million US dollars. So your company's revenue has to be in that range, meaning that your company has a really high potential for growth. So the importance of this program is a 1-year program, and the beauty about it is it's a business entrepreneurship program which you do together with the team. So it's just not about the founders of the business, but also you get to do it with the team. And that's the beauty about the program, in that the knowledge that you learn, you are not only learning it yourself, but also you learn it with your team. So you get to select probably your heads of departments to form what they call a transformation studio, a 2 studio, whereby you're able to have sessions with them on the different aspects of the business, from finance to human resource, to business operations, to governance, and so forth. So in 2023, in February, at that time, we had a team size of 32. That's our CEO in our new office, giving an address or making a speech to the rest of the team members in the office. So in February, still the same year, we did our office launch. So you can see some of us there. We're very happy about the office launch and celebrating together. Then in March 2023, of course, we continued with our culture of doing our team building. So we went to Elementaita, we did our team building again. In May 2023, we started a new activity, which we usually call each and every quarter, we now have fun activities in the office. So at this point, we are doing a sip and paint activity. So this was a painting activity where as we continue to paint together with the team, we also get to enjoy drinks. So one beauty about Solitech is that our team is quite relatively young. So when you're working with young people, you really have to find very engaging activities or very fun things to make them actually continuously engaged and to just make the work office environment to be really fun and to make them actually realize that this is a place where they can at least work and also just have fun as well, because working with young people, you have to really think outside the box in terms of how to really keep them engaged and how to just keep everyone motivated. Then in June 2023, of course, we continued our journey of Stanford Seed, and that's our CEO there in Accra, Ghana, where the second session was held. Then in June 2023, we had dinner with some of our Stanford classmates. On the far left, that's our CEO. Then we have some of the classmates from our cohort of 2023. So the beauty about the Stanford Seed program is that it combines business leaders or companies from different countries in Africa. And last year, I think it was about 21 countries. So in a flip of a finger, you have network connections to at least over 20 countries in Africa. So if you want, you can imagine as a business owner, if you want to launch your company, or you want to launch a new service, or you want to expand and scale regionally to a new country, it makes it so easy for you to be able to do that. And actually from this program, we're able to scale our operations to Ghana so effortless by just acquiring new customers within, from one of the companies which was part of the program in last year. Then in July 2023, of course, like I mentioned, the Stanford Seed program, you get to do it with your team members. So these are just some of the team members who were in the same way in our studio. So you get to do some different assignments with them. They get to understand how you run the business, how different things are done. They get to understand how different decisions are done, how you do your recruitment, how you earn your revenue, how you spend your revenue. And basically, it's like whilst the business owner, you always like scared or always thinking about how to run this business. This program helps you to actually sit back and let your team run the business. So there's always what they usually call the post-heroic leadership. And what this does is that whilst you as the business owner, you think that without you, the business cannot operate, the program teaches you that actually you need to take a step back, just let your team run the operations or everything in terms of your organization. But what you do is you just offer them the guidance and the leadership. And I mean, if you look at the best teams that have been created all over the world, from Lakers to the more successful teams like the Invincibles of Arsenal, the treble winning Manchester City, treble winning Manchester United. It's always been about gathering a good team, having a good coach behind them, to coach them and to trust them to be able to go to the field to play and to win. And that's what actually leadership and business is all about, that you have to trust your team to be able to run your operations and to be able to succeed with them. So our journey of success continued. Of course, we've never forgot about where we came from. So we got some of our classmates from our class of 2013 from the University of Nairobi to visit us in our office. So on the far left, that's one of our classmates called Awil, then myself, then our CEO, then Raid, then one of our classmates as well called Tom, who is the CEO of a company called Presta Capital. Then November 2023, we graduated from the Stanford Seed Program to a happy celebration dinner. Then in 2023 December, again, like I mentioned, one of the things that we learned from COVID was to really appreciate our clients. So I went around visiting our clients in Nairobi to just appreciate them for being and staying so solid with Solitech and for being our partners in their transformation journeys. Then 2023 as well, December, I won the Top 40 at a 40 award. So just to mention just a little bit about this award. So this award is an annual award which is done by Business Daily Africa in conjunction with the Daily Nation. And I was selected amongst the 40 men who won the award for the 2023 edition. And basically how this program or initiative runs is that people nominate you. Actually, I didn't know that I was nominated for this award until the time that I received a call from Business Daily notifying me that I had been selected amongst the top 40 and they needed to do an interview for me. So I think the nominations for last year, if I remember correctly, were 2,167. So winning it, I mean, getting to the top 40, it was really special for me. And it was just a recognition on affirmation for the great work that we do, both here at Solitech, at Rotary Jabali, in the different other initiatives that I do as well. In my community, because I play also different roles up country and also here in Nairobi. So I was really grateful for winning this award, and I'm truly grateful for everyone who nominated me. And yeah, so then last year in December, we did our 6th end of year party. It was a great, party. And it is I think it is the party that we did the largest bonuses. There are some team members who actually received, I think ×3 of their salaries. It's something which we've never done before. And it was quite, if anyone who was at the party could just see how everyone was really happy. And to us, Solitech, at the end of the day, it's always about our people, and we'll always celebrate them. And we've really put a great culture in terms of continually celebrating what they do and their achievements, and really trying to just make sure that they are motivated and eager to continue working here and taking this company to where we want it to go to. Then, so to just summarize Solitech in a slide. So currently we operate in 10 countries across Africa. So Kenya is our headquarters. We have clients in Tanzania, in Zambia, in Uganda, in Rwanda, in DR Congo, Ethiopia, in Sudan. We scaled to Ghana through Stanford Seed. Then last year, towards the end of the year, we got a new client in Mozambique. Currently, we are at 60 members. We call ourselves Solutes. So we are at 6 Solutes. That's 22 men, 14 women. So gender equality or gender parity is something that we track very, very keenly. And currently we have 100. So we closed the year with actually 100 clients. We've bagged a few clients since the start of the year. So we 100 plus clients so far. Our current revenue is Kenya shillings 8 million monthly recurrent revenue. And last year we hit 130 million Kenya shillings revenue. We also are members of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers. We also affiliated to United Nations Global Compact Network Kenya. We are backed by Google for startups, and we are affiliated as well to Stanford Seed Program. So So as you can see, this journey of 9 years, and this year will be turning 10 years, it's not been a journey which has been easy. And I think our path to success has always been about trying to remember who we are, trying to stay true to ourselves. I can assure you, whilst many business owners, the time that revenue starts coming in is actually the time it tests your loyalty to the business. And I think that's the time when most partnerships usually break. And when I meet most of the people or most of our clients, they're always usually surprised by how we've been able to stay for business partners, still committed to the business. And it's because we are very passionate about what we do. And we also understand where we've come from. And above all, we are friends before anything else, before the business, before the money, before anything else, we are friends. And that friendship is what has kept us true to ourselves. And one of the things that we really did right from the word go was trying to be very financially disciplined, because the thing with attaining success is that it can really delude you that you can't fail. And I think it is one of the things that when you start to be successful, you have to be very, very careful. I think it's the time that you have to be very, very careful about everything that you're doing, every decision that you're doing, every small spending decision that you make is going to make a significant change. And for us, the time that we started at least earning some revenue from the business, we kept our salaries or compensation to be very, very low. And still, I would say our compensation is very, very low. It's not at market rates of what companies which have raised funds or companies at the level of Solutech, I would say, you would expect our compensation to be. And what that has done is that we took most of the revenue and we've always reinvested it back in the business by hiring team members, making sure that we actually pay our people very well, so that we can also be able to retain very good talent, as at the same time be able to compensate them very well. We've always been very frugal about our hiring. Many businesses would start right away by going to maybe hire a lot of people to just look like as if they are big businesses, shout out at the top of their voices about the amazing things that they're doing, try to convince people, make a lot of hype. I think it falls in, I mean, memes about the real product than the hype. I think we can all allude to different products out there in the market that you find that the hype is very high, but the value from the product is really, really low. So we've really tried to maintain our hype to be very low. It's only from at least few years back that now we've started to really make a lot of noise about what we do. Again, because we really want to make sure our customer acquisition costs are very low by making sure that at least every distributor, every manufacturer out there in the market at least understand our value proposition and what we do, so that by the time our salespeople are going to the market to make sales, it becomes very easy for them to be able to convert a lead to a sale. And from the time that we started hiring our first team members in 2017, we didn't go out to hire for all departments. We started at least with the engineering team. We were lucky enough that 3 of our co-founders, at least, we have very solid background in terms of technology. So really investing in a lot of employees from the word go was not very necessary, because we were able to develop the product into from the word go. Then we hired our first team members in 2017 in engineering. Then we started slowly with customer service. Of course, I was the first team member in that department, so I did customer service in that department. Then as we started to get more clients, we continued to increase our resources in customer service. Then we increased our departments. We created a new department in projects, because we realized that as we are continuing to get more clients, it is becoming very necessary for us to be able to manage how we manage our projects, to make sure that we deliver what we say within the time frame that we've promised the customer. So we created, of course, I worked in that department as well. And for me, one of the things that I've always loved about our growth is that for each and every new department that we've always created, we always make sure that we at least serve in that department so that you can be able to understand the problems in that department, so that when you're bringing someone new to take up that department, at least you know the challenges in that department, you're able to understand the expectations that you have for them. Then as we continue to grow, we created a new department now for marketing. And the marketing department really did a lot of amazing things. They were able to, at least we were able to start now doing CSR activities. They put out our name out in the social media. And of course, you can really follow us on all social media platforms from Twitter, Facebook, TikTok as well, and Instagram. All of them, their handle is Solitech Limited. So they really did a lot of good work in terms of positioning our brand to be a market leader in what we do in sales force automation for manufacturing companies, for distributors, and sales and marketing agencies as well. Then as we continue to grow, again, Jinal, one of our co-founders who was serving as the only business development person, we now created a sales department so that they can be able to take care of all the sales. Of course, as well, myself and the CEO, even up to date, we still sell, because we always believe that you cannot delegate sales to a department. You as the business owners as well, you have to really do a lot of sales. And it's one of the lessons from success that there are some things, yes, even if the business might grow, but there are those deals that you really have to go there as yourself, as the owner of the business, because you understand that that business deal is really maybe humongous for the business, and it has a lot of impact in maybe in terms of your strategy, and you just have to do, or you have to just delegate that responsibility of doing that deal to yourself. There are some deals that you can delegate to your sales team, but as the business owner, there are those deals that you really have to do by yourself, no matter the success that you've attained. I think you've all seen great CEOs like Tim Cook of Apple. During always their presentations, we've always saw Steve Jobs doing presentations and doing sales. And I mean, if Steve Jobs could do sales, someone who's maybe having a company with less than 50 people, why shouldn't they do sales? It is just straightforward that sales is one of the key components of business, and no matter the success that you achieve, you have to just continually do it, so that as well you can keep learning and keep guiding your team to continuously do the best. Then, of course, we've created other departments. Apart from those, we've created design department to just make sure that our product user experience is really good. We've created a security department. We've created a quality assurance department to make sure that we continuously continuously make sure that the product that we ship out to the market does not have any bugs, so that you can just make sure that the user experience is really good. So to just summarize everything, I think I would say that for us, or for me, from what I've learned in the last 10 years in running a small business, I have 6 pointers. So one is always remember where you came from. For us, we've always remembered those months that we went without salary. And I can assure you that from the time that we hired our first employee, there's no employee who has ever gone without a salary. And all that is due to very good planning, because at the end of the day, you have to really plan your financials very well. You have to be very frugal. And we learned the hard way from our first employer, where we stayed actually for some months without earning, without a salary. Most of us got our houses closed down. You would get home, you find that the landlord locked your house. You try to call your employer, they tell you that they can't do anything. And we really learned a lot from that business in terms of finance management, how you can really put your employees to distress by just mismanaging funds for the business. So we've always been very frugal, and we've always known how to really spend our finances very well. And at any time, we always make sure that we have at least 6 months runaway funds. So that what that means is that even if in the next 6 months we don't get any revenue from any client, we will still be able to pay our people within the same terms that we pay them. We might not be able to maybe add new team members, but at least for the team which is currently there, we'll still be able to pay them very well. And of course, within those 6 months, if it's a catastrophe, we would have already maybe thought about new ways, about new strategies of continuing, to make the business afloat and making sure there's business continuity. So the lesson from this has always been, always remember where you've came from. If you've gone through problem to attain the success that you've attained, always remember where you've come from. And one of the biggest examples I can give you, I think it's from Cristiano Ronaldo. So one of the things that Cristiano has remained true to himself is he's always said that he doesn't touch alcohol. And the reason is that alcohol is the reason that his father died whilst he was young. And he passed on when he was still playing at Manchester United. I think that time he was around maybe 21, 22 years thereabout. So one of his dreams was always to live for his father to be able to see his current success. So for him, he assured himself that he would never touch alcohol again. And for this is always remember where you came from. Stay humble to yourself. When Rotarian Eric calls you to tell you to come and speak at Rotary Jabali, pick his call, return his call. Always be approachable. I think one of the ways to really measure if someone or success has really gotten into someone's head is when they stop being approachable. And you can stop being approachable in many ways. One, you don't pick people's calls, you don't return their calls, you don't return their DMs, you don't, or maybe for them to see you, you don't have to have maybe a secretary whom they have to pass through. When they call you to the events, you don't show up, you don't support them. Those are the things maybe which can make someone maybe to really become unapproachable. So the lesson is just always remember where you come from and stay humble as possible. Secondly, remember God always. Whatever we have, the talents that we have, they're all God-given, can always be taken back. And one of the things that I keep always asking myself is that when we started this business, I really didn't know we would be this successful, or we would attain the success that we've attained, up to now. And I've always kept asking God, why ourselves? Why me? Why have you chosen us to be at this where we are? Why have you chosen us to do what we do? And I've always remembered that probably if God didn't choose us, all the team members that we have probably would not be having the jobs that they have. They would not be able to support their families, which they support. The clients who use our system to be able to drive business growth for their businesses would probably not be able to attain the growth that they have. And at the end of the day, you just have to keep asking God and trying to understand why God has enabled you to be where you are at any given time, because there has to be a reason. There's a purpose why everyone has been placed on this earth. And you have to continually keep looking for this purpose each and every day. Keep yearning to look for that purpose. If you've not found it, keep looking for the purpose that God has placed in you, in the world. Then thirdly, enjoy the things you do, because you may attain success, but if you achieve the success and you don't enjoy the things that you do, it will be meaningless. I think you can all remember the founder of Angry Birds. It was a game whereby people were just tapping on it was a game, I think most of us can remember it at least. He attained so much success within a very short period because people were really getting very addicted to the game. But he thought to himself that actually this is not what success means to him. People getting addicted to the game, and he deleted the game from the Play Store, and that was it. So again, success is not just about attaining success. You have to enjoy the things that you do. And if whatever you do does not give you the success that you want, maybe you can just find something else. And as you do what you enjoy, don't forget to believe in yourself, because believing in yourself is very, very important. Sometimes I know self-doubt can come into the picture. Imposter syndrome can really come into the picture, but you have to believe that you are really talented to do what you're supposed to do. Then fourth, for me, I always say that success is not success until I can be able to connect it to the community that I serve in. I believe that I have a responsibility in the society that I live in, and you have to find something to do. So find a way of connecting with the community that you live in, especially through charity. For me, doing social work really gives me a lot of joy. It gives me satisfaction, which I cannot get anywhere else. I think 2 years ago when we partnered with Rotarian Francis for Kapovuji, we went to Kumpa Holy Mother's Primary School in Kajiado. We spent the day with the kids. It was really very satisfying, and it was really, really very heartwarming moment. And that's what we should always aim to do. If God blesses you to attain a significant part of success, at least find something to do and channel that success back to the community that gave you to the world. So find something which gives you a sense of belonging. Then fifth, always remember the 4-way test. I don't think there's anything powerful other than the 4-way tests. And I think as Rotarians and as Rotaractors and as friends of Rotary, we should always be guided by the 4-way tests, okay? Of all the things that we think, say, or do. One, is it the truth, okay? We should always ask ourselves, whatever we are doing, is it the truth, okay? Secondly, is it fair to hold consent? If you're developing a product, if you're maybe doing accounting, if maybe you are teaching school children, if you're preparing maybe a performance report for some people, and maybe you want maybe to change the report to look good. If you're maybe preparing a merit list for kids, you want it to look good, maybe by changing their marks. Is it fair to all concerned? Is it fair to the parent? Is it fair to the kid? Is it fair to the school? Okay. Then thirdly, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And I mean, this is quite straightforward in whatever we're doing towards attaining success. Some of us are very ambitious people. We want, depending on our different temperaments, some of us want to achieve success at all costs. But does your success mean that maybe you're going to lose friends, or you're going maybe to create more enmities with people? You have to just try and balance out and see what is best for you. And then lastly, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Whatever you try to do to attain success or to remain successful, will it be beneficial to yourself? Will it be beneficial to your family? Will it be beneficial to the community that you serve in? At the end of the day, if you attain a lot of success, but you don't have, or you don't make any impact in the society, and no one else benefits from your success, to me, I think that success is it's meaningless, meaning that it has not been able to impact anyone. And I think that's why you can see some of the biggest organizations like Equity with their Wings to Fly program, they're able to impact a lot of learners from undeserving communities, from poor backgrounds. And it is just something that we continuously have to keep doing intentionally to just make sure that we are making a positive impact in the society. And lastly, don't take yourself too serious. I mean, at the end of the day, you are just yourself. No matter the titles that you might have at work, whether you are at C-suite level or not, whether you are CEO, whether you are managing director, at the end of the day, when you go home, you are just yourself. When you go to your community, when you go home to spend time with your grandmother, they don't even know what a CEO is. So don't take yourself too serious. Just relax, enjoy life, take one day as it comes, and at the end of the day, remember to have fun as well. Take breaks from your business, take breaks from what you do, take breaks from your work, and just have fun and enjoy the life that we've been given, knowing that whatever we are doing, is not going to last forever. There's a time that is coming that you'll not be able to do what you aspire to do. So that's it. Thank you. I don't know if probably there are any questions.
Thank you, Mutie. We really appreciate you. And this is the true definition of watu toka mbali. And someone said if you do one thing and you do it consistently, these are the results. So in the interest of time, we'll just take say 2 or 3 questions. If you have a question, you can raise your hand, put it on the chat. Or any comment that you may have to Mutie. Kuna watu naona wakipiga banta ya Manchester. He has mentioned Manchester somewhere, so you should not worry. And also something else that I've noticed, if you have been keen enough during the presentation, is to notice that in everything that Mutie does, in terms of celebrating his success, the wife is always around to hold the presents together with him. So kama umeangalia picha vizuri, you should have seen that, and that demonstrates that as much as you are successful outside here and people see you, also have success in your family. And remember to always carry your family with you wherever you go. And the last and the least from me is that in terms of friendship, have true friends and value the just weigh the value of friends. And if you have the right people, you'll go great places, because his success is based on how he has had his time with the friends. So I think I have a question from Galaxy A31. If Mutie, you're willing to share your contacts.
Yeah, sure. I'll just type them on the chat. So my email is coho@solitech.co.ke. My phone number is quite easy, 701 55
Elvis says thank you. He has learned a lot. And a very funny comment.
Thank you, Rotarian Elvis.
So if we don't have any other further comments, I would wish to invite one of us to give a vote of thanks, and believe